The Elder Scrolls 6 is coming, and we got an update for The Elder Scrolls 6 from Todd Howard himself from an IGN interview with Ryan McCaffrey. When asked about how long it may take to see a sequel to Starfield, Todd Howard replied by saying that the next game is The Elder Scrolls 6, and that will be his last Elder Scrolls game, most likely due to his age. Now, this wasn't an official statement, by the way. It wasn't Todd Howard coming out and saying TES 6 is my last. He said it by thinking about it in a logical way, as Todd is right now 52 years old, and we can probably predict The Elder Scrolls 6 to release in 2026 to 2027, and after that it will be a probable another 4 to 5 years plus till Fallout 5 is then released, and then already up until that point it would have been 9 to 10 years or so into the future, and Todd will be about 62 years of age, and he probably has retirement plans, so he may want to retire after Fallout 5, as he does have hopes to make that himself. He doesn't want to give that to another team. He wants to make Fallout 5. I think it seemed like something that he was passionate about, as Ryan McCaffrey also mentioned that how Todd Howard really wanted to make Fallout 5, and there was statements from Todd Howard from the past, and that's why he brought it up. And Todd Howard confirmed this and mentioned that yes, he would like to make Fallout 5, but right now they don't even have the time to conceive the idea of a Starfield sequel when asked about that, as Bethesda Game Studios take a long time to create a video game. Now, when Ryan asked if Bethesda Game Studios is working or open to working with other developers within the Xbox company's own studios to make a Fallout specifically with Obsidian and an Elder Scrolls or a Starfield spin-off with other developers, Todd Howard never really had an answer to it, but it seems like it was probably already being talked about and he didn't want to say much, or he couldn't say much. With my own speculation, I think the future plans or the things that they may have been discussing is the fact that Bethesda Game Studios may keep on making the mainline franchises of their IPs, but spin-off titles would be a very smart idea and a way to go for Xbox to utilize Bethesda Game Studios IPs and get out a Fallout New Vegas 2 and even an Elder Scrolls spin-off. Also, Todd told Ryan how big Bethesda Game Studios was and how it's being expanded, and there are loads of different teams within Bethesda Game Studios, but they all work towards one game, and it doesn't seem they will expand enough for one team to make in one game and another one to be working on a second game simultaneously. But that seems like the way it's going at Bethesda Game Studios. There are multiple teams, it is a big studio, but they all work towards one game, and when you see something like Starfield, you understand like this needs a lot of people to make this type of game. And Todd Howard also mentioned how when making Starfield, in the development process of Starfield, he realized why people don't make these types of games. They don't want to make something this big because it's very difficult, and you have so much components, which doesn't just make Starfield an open world space game, it makes it a mining game. It makes it a game where you can just walk, like a walking simulator. It makes it a action game, third person game, a first person game, a space exploration game. There's so many different genres within Starfield that the game actually adopts. I also made an Elder Scrolls 6 video yesterday and breaking down the features from Starfield that will most likely be adopted into the Elder Scrolls 6, and I'll leave it in the description and comment section. And it's been 12 years since the release of Skyrim as of right now, and it's going to be about 14, 15, 16 years since the release of Skyrim when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. But yet millions and millions of players have still constantly been playing Skyrim every year since the time of its release, which is absolutely incredible. So to adopt a lot of the replayability from Skyrim, and I think Starfield has shown that it is taking all the best from previous Bethesda Game Studios games like Fallout 4, like Fallout 3, like Skyrim, like even Fallout 76. It's adopting it into this big, massive sci-fi open world, galaxy open world adventure game, and we can expect the same thing. The best things that work in Starfield, the things that work, the things that don't work, and they will take that information and create an even better game with The Elder Scrolls 6 set in the fantasy universe of The Elder Scrolls. Now, it is rumored and speculated that the next location for The Elder Scrolls 6 will be Hammerfell, and the open world should be much larger than the map of Skyrim and will use photorealistic technology, which we can see in Starfield's gameplay, and we go into that more in my last Elder Scrolls video. But let me know what you think of The Elder Scrolls 6 being the potentially last Elder Scrolls game for Todd Howard, and do you want a spin-off game, and who will be the best candidate to make said spin-off game for The Elder Scrolls? I personally, of course, would love a spin-off Elder Scrolls game. I think it would be an incredible opportunity for any of the Xbox devs, but we'll hopefully find out more after the release of Starfield. But Bethesda is always very, very quiet, so it may take a long time before we get more The Elder Scrolls 6 news. And hopefully during the interview after the release of Starfield, Todd Howard will be doing a lot of press releases, press conferences, whatever, interviews, so we may get some more information about the next Fallout and the next Elder Scrolls 6 game. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace out, God bless. I'll see you in one of my next videos. Take care, guys.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a